there was a Viking, 9 foot tall, full of muscle and blonde hair. He had a sheathing sword, and that's my bank account. And he was coming into Scotland, and Braveheart was there, and they fought him off. But Highlander, I am from the clan of MacLeod. I am from the clan of MacSorley. I'm from the clan of MacLeod. I'm a Highlander. Because, as you know, you live as long as you believe you do. If more people in the world believe that they could live 300 years, then maybe they would. Because it's called the collective acceptance of what most people believe seems to become. However, my belief for myself and for others is so powerful. I have the strength of more than 40 million people, energetically. So these are the affirmations that the Vikings came with. I am love, I am money, I am job. Anyway, the Vikings invaded Scotland, and Sean Connery was obviously there. In the past life, of course. It was in the past. And they fought them off, and they fought, of course, Newcastle borders with Scotland, because it was the castle of King Henry VIII and King Arthur and... 1 minute. Still, a lot of people live in the remote wildernesses, and recently a man was in America and he was fishing. He was fishing for salmon in America, and he heard this rumble in the jungle, in the millions of pine trees and all that stuff, greenwoods and all that. He heard this thing. It was a bloody giant sniffing him out. A guy, 15-foot tall guy. There was a few of them, and some 15-foot and 14-foot tall woman was there with bloody clubs. And this fisherman, I'll tell you in a minute, listen.
They all understood that their payday would come, but they must put forth effort over a period of time. Damn this! They just got excited about milk cartons and plywood. We can't even pay our light bill. You know, someday we're going to be talking about this, because our day's going to come. We just keep doing this. We do the right things long enough. We're going to make that money. This business is going to be huge someday soon. That's the mentality they had. And contracts would be canceled, and businesses would go up and down, and they didn't hit their projections or their targets, and they never got frustrated or upset. They weren't they were still happy. And this is absolutely in line with the training, which is be happy now. Have a desire for what you want, but you're absolutely okay and happy right now, no matter what the situation is. If you are frustrated that you can't succeed, or you're not succeeding in your venture, and we'll use the affiliate program as the example. If you're frustrated because you've talked to people and they've said no.
Take it easy. It'll all happen in time. This is the job. Don't wait for it to happen. Don't even want it to happen. Just watch what does happen.
So basically, back to this story in America that happened, just happened recently. There was these guy fishing. There was a few fishermen fishing for salmon in America, in the remote wilderness. You know what I'm saying? And it's a good thing the fishermen, they saw these giants first. Obviously, the giants were tall, and the giants were on the other side of a lake. In America, I can't tell you where it's classified, but it's not classified, it's open to public. Anyway, they saw these people, and they thought they were big people, and they looked like ogres. They don't look like normal people, they look like ogres, look like wild people. and they were 15 foot tall, as big as those. They were stood next to those trees. Oof! And there was like 3 men and 4 women. 4 women, 14 foot tall, and the men were like 15 foot tall, with clubs and that, like ogres, like primitive people, 15 foot tall, with beards and all that, and scraggy and dirty, and dressed in robes and animal skins and hides and that. And then these Americans were there fishing, and one guy said to his friend, he said, "Oh my God, look at that across the lake. You can see these giants talking," and the giants were like talking, and giants didn't see them, but the giants could smell them. So what they did, they got out of there, and they ran like they shit their pants, they pooed the pants, and they ran. Because at that time you can't record movies. You can if you're prepared to film it. I don't know if they filmed it or not. I think they might have tried to film it, but they were too scared to film. So they just ran back to their car, shit their pants, and ran back to their car. These fishermen, they left the fishing gear there, and they saw these giants that lived just in the wilderness, in the remote wilderness, full of forests, you know. And what were these giants doing? According to the fishermen men that saw them across the lake, these giants were fishing as well. And they had some shrill voices. But let me tell you another story that happened recently in Britain. In England. Britain. True story, apparently. And let me tell you about that now. Basically, there was some druids, isn't there? And whatever, people astray. Anyway, they lived a lot in northern Britain, which they did. And what they used to do, they have a lot of gold. This is some of the gold now, and that I found in Britain. I just saw it. I just dug it up because I had this intuition, and I am the gold, I am the money, and I was just outside with my family, all safe and beautiful, pardoned and beautiful skin, safe every day, and they're all safe every day and full of peace. And we just had a lovely day out, and then I was in the forest and I was in the fields, and I just saw this glimmer of something. So I started to, I thought that looks like gold. I thought that's gold. I had a good look at it, and I just dug it up, and it's all druid gold. We've got a lot of druid gold and that right here where I live. Yeah, but let me tell you another story. Basically, if you go to any church or old building, if you look at the church doors, they'll always usually have a huge door. And then within that door, they'll have a 6 or 7 foot door. They usually always have a 15 foot door, 16 foot door for the church. If you look, I'm going to show you some pictures. And that's because in them days, giants and short people used to go to the church together. So they had a door for giants to get into the church, and a door for small people to get into the church. But look at this fossil. It's turned to stone. Some fossils do turn to stone. The fossils like this are found on every mountaintop, which was once under the sea. That's because Prophet Noah made the first boat in the desert, and he said only worship the one God above without partner, and believe in the next life, at the day of judgment in the next life. And the people said, nah, we don't want to believe that. But this is the typical Bigfoot foot. A Bigfoot foot is typically this size. It looks freshly made, that footprint as well. It's not as old as you think. The world is made from energy and miracles. Everything's made from miracles and energy. That's why you got to keep your thoughts good. The foot, it could be a human being's foot, but look at the looking at Dale ridges. That's the typical size of a Bigfoot's foot. But of course, on this earth now, we've got people. We've got Bigfoot, Sasquatch. On this earth now, we've got giants, and we've got people 6, 7 foot tall, 15 foot tall, alive now on this earth. Definitely, there's definitely reportings recently in America of people 20 foot tall living in the remote wildernesses of America. Oh yeah, well, you know, you can't always listen to the government. You have to listen to people who've seen things with their own eyes. I am love, I am money. I live with my wife, my gorgeous, beautiful young wife, and here she is. She's just over there. But yeah, I don't teach my children. My children don't go to school. We don't learn from school. Mark Twain said, "I won't let my schooling get in the way with my education. I won't let schooling get in the way of my education." Apparently, someone just told me that they was with their friend in a car. They had phones and that, and they said they went to this remote location in America. Not many towns around it, just rural, very rural. And there they spied upon this smoke coming from someone was making Indian smoke signals. And so they drove towards it for a bit of fun. And it was in a car, and they saw these people that were 10 foot tall, still alive. A group of Indians, all in Indian headdress and everything, still living in America, 10 foot tall. That is very tall, there's 10 foot tall people. From toe to head, 10 foot tall. They were around this campfire doing this ritual in the... They've got springs and wells and that, water gushing out from the rocks and that, but they're doing this ritual to make it rain, because they were saying, in their language, the Indians, they were saying, it is hot, it is good. If they want rain, they say, it is rain. Because I am love. So yeah, and then they just were awestruck with the height of these people, and they got the Indian skin, Indian looks, Indian tribes still alive, living there in America, away from the towns and cities. Oh, fancy. So these guys were initially freaked out when they saw these people so tall, 10 foot tall, Indians still alive, living there in their native dresses and that, living off the land, free from technology. In America, still alive, and they've got cave systems. They've got, obviously, I heard, and and they watched it for a bit, and they got away in the car. Because these are friendly Indians, native. We know that. By the way, humans and giants lived side by side with each other until World War One. Because with the invention of helicopters and guns, I think it was the Queen, I can't remember if it was the Queen or someone ordered that the giants be shipped off. They told the giants, look, we're going to put you in helicopters and ship you off to your own country, you can own your own countries and that. Ooh. And so they took them in helicopters and dropped them off in different places to live, far away from us people. That's why if you look at some maps, there are some just massive countryside zones with no towns or cities in it, in so many countries on the earth. That's because that's different places where giants live. Nowadays, giants live in remote regions of our earth. But what was I saying? Basically, what was I saying? Oh yeah, even in the Bible, there's Moses was leading the Muslims, the children of Israel, or whoever they were. Moses was leading the people somewhere through the deserts or something. And was it God or someone said, I don't know who said it, but someone said, why don't you go and take over them people, giants, that town of giants. And basically the children of Israel, they basically said in the Bible, but we're like grasshoppers. That's your word in the Bible, is grasshoppers. We're like grasshoppers compared to them people. Basically, the 6 and 7 and 8 foot tall people were like grasshoppers compared to these 40 and 50 foot tall people that were living in the desert. And they had weapons, these 40 and 50 foot tall people. And obviously the children of Israel said in the Bible, no way, we're not fighting these people, forget it. We'd rather wander around the desert. We're not fighting them people, you can forget it. So Moses said, come on, let's fight them. because obviously God is bigger than the universe and outside of the universe. And, you know, he had his staff and everything. And the children of Israel basically said, no chance, we're not fighting them giants. You must be joking. No chance. Because, full of peace, I am love, I am money. I am the money, I am the love. Because they just wouldn't fight him. Because obviously they could just, one of these giants could just grab him and fit a man inside the giant's hand. Obviously these giants would just eaten them or smashed them. Because these giants are big human beings, they've got a language, and they can throw rocks. And I think it said in the Bible or somewhere, I don't know what it says in the Bible to be honest, but it said somewhere that even when the giants speak, it's an enormous noise. It's such a screeching noise that just goes right through you. Because they're big giants. So when we invented helicopters and whatever, and guns and that, we decided, look, we're gonna divide the short people from the giants. Naturally, the giants didn't always live with. Naturally, many of the giants live separately from our people. You know, we live separate lives, don't we? And there was a historian, I think he was called Gilliam or something. Gilliam was an Italian name. He travelled to different lands. And obviously, in one land, the people were giants. Then he went to the other land, and the people were tiny. I think it's called Gilliam's Adventures. Gilliam's Italian name, isn't it? Gilliam's Adventures. But this is the news, this is my news channel. I'm giving you the news. I'm not saying if it's true or fake news, I'm just telling you the news. I'm just saying, I'm going to leave you with this message, a positive message that if you believe everyone you love and everyone is good, can stay safe every day, full of not anything else, full of peace, and then they are. I am love. Don't forget to say that you're a good person. You bless people. Some situation happens, it's usually good. So let's celebrate now. So let's just be thankful and happy. The key to life is being happy now. Enjoying the little cheap delights. Just keep yourself entertained and happy. That's mainly what life is about. Spending it with nice people. Just enjoy yourself. That's what life's about. However, our belief, what we believe, affects reality. So if more people began to believe that we could easily live naturally for 300 years each, it could happen without any technology, without any science, without any of that rubbish. It could just be natural. You know, if we only expect good things, we can have a wonderful life for everyone. Because life is naturally abundant. Look at the pomegranates that are the size of cars. Look at the trees that are the size of mountains. Look, did you know we live in an abundant world? And the real news is this: we live in an abundant world where there's more than enough for everyone. Money is a renewable resource. Money's neutral. Money's not evil. Money's not really good, but money's very good. I tell you, money's good. Oof, the money's good. I am the money. I am love. I am the merciful one. You know? Because remember, if you believe everyone's skin can always be beautiful, if enough people believe it, or the right people believe it, then it can be manifest. Because what you believe, if you believe in good things, well, you might just get something good. If you expect good things, woof, you might get it. Just focus on being happy now. Enjoy your life, whatever country you live in. Just enjoy the simple things for free. And remember, I'm Highlander. If people want to listen to this channel or not, the more people listen and have positive comments on this channel, the more I will reveal the weekly news. Which I reckon is true, but you might not. It's up to you to decide what's true.